Hola clase. Today we are going to learn about adjectives in Spanish and how to use them. We've been doing a lot with nouns, and it's important that we know how nouns function so that we can know how adjectives work in Spanish. So a brief overview of how adjectives work in Spanish. And then after I do that overview, I'm going to go through the pronunciation of your adjective vocabulary on Quizlet. So here we go. Adjectives in Spanish. Remember that an adjective is a word that describes something or someone. I put some examples at the bottom of this screen that you can read. Many adjectives in Spanish can end in either an O or an A. And sometimes this is indicated by the @ symbol when you type it. It's like that in our Quizlet deck. Maybe you noticed that and maybe you didn't. And they use the @ symbol because it looks like both an O and an A. So it lets you know that it can be either an O or an A. But how do we choose? How do we choose how to end our adjective? Like, how do I know when it's an O and how do I know when it's an A? You'll end an adjective in an O when the adjective, remember that's the describing word, is describing a masculine noun. And we talked about masculine nouns versus feminine nouns for the past few days in class. So I gave you an example. El chico es artístico. So el chico is the noun. It's masculine because it ends in an O, and it has the masculine word for the. And then S is our verb. And the adjective, the describing word, is artistic, and so we ended it in an O because it's masculine, just like the word for boy. So masculine adjectives typically end in an O, kind of like how masculine nouns often end in an O. We end adjectives in an A when the adjective is describing a feminine noun. So, for example, down below, the fruit is delicious. It is. La fruta es deliciosa. You'll notice that the word for fruit is feminine because it ends in an A, and we used la, which is the feminine version of saying the. And then the describing word in this sentence is delicious, and we also ended that word in an A. So you have la fruta es deliciosa. It just kind of matches. So you make sure that your adjective matches the gender of the thing that it's describing, basically. So masculine, the letter O, feminine, the letter A. And there will be some adjectives that we use that don't end in either an O or an A. They might end in an N or an R or an E. Those ones don't change their gender. Those ones just stay as is. I should have given you an example, but for example, if I say inteligente, inteligente means intelligent. So I can say el chico es inteligente, the boy is intelligent, or la chica es inteligente. The word for intelligent will not change simply because it ends in an E. And that's kind of it for how your adjectives are going to function. We will do some practice reading and stuff like that, so don't worry if that was confusing to you. All right, I am going to get into looking at our vocabulary deck for this chapter, which is mostly adjectives. There are some nouns in it, and then we have some colors. Colors are also adjectives because they describe how something looks, like red. The car is red, for example. Down below, we have our adjectives here. I'm going to zoom in so you can see them better. Oh, and that also moved me. Hi. You'll notice that I typed some of our adjectives with an @ symbol. Remember, the @ symbol indicates that that word can end in either an O or an A, depending on what you're describing as, quote, as for example, being mean. For the sake of argument, as I read these adjectives, I'm going to put them all in the feminine, just in the feminine version for All right, here we go. ¿Cómo eres? Is the question of what are you like? Like, what are you like as a person? What is your personality? What do you look like? And then if you want to ask about another person, you say, ¿Cómo es? And then that person's name. So, for example, ¿Cómo es Maria? What's Maria like? All right, let's get into pronunciation of the adjectives. Amable. Notice that I pronounced all of those letters. Antipático. Artístico. Oh, I guess I'm putting them into the masculine version. That's okay. I'll keep going. Atlético. Cómico. Divertido. Inteligente. Loco. Perezoso. The letter Z in Spanish is pronounced basically like the letter S. So this word is pronounced perezoso. You're ending it with soso. Serio. Trabajador. Trabajadora. I have M and F here. Trabajador is the masculine way of describing someone who is hardworking. And trabajadora is the way that you would describe a something or someone who is a feminine noun as being hardworking. Alto. Bajo. Bonito. Guapo. Both of those words mean good looking. Castaño. Fuerte. So here's another one of those words that doesn't end in an O or an A. It just ends in an E. So it will pretty much always stay as fuerte, no matter what single noun you're describing as being strong. Same with the next word. Grande. Joven. Moreno. So this is a cool adjective because it describes somebody who generally just has like a dark complexion, that they have dark skin and dark hair, such as the woman in the photo. That's the woman that plays Angelica in Hamilton. She's morena. Moving on. Pelirrojo. Pequeño. Rubio. Viejo. So those are all your adjectives. And then I just have like a couple kind of random things. These are verbs, these three right here. Yo tengo, I have. Tú tienes. Él or ella tiene. So it can be él tiene or ella tiene. Él tiene is he has. Ella tiene is she has. El pelo largo. El pelo corto. And then a couple of these words you might recognize. La chica, el chico, el hombre. When we pronounce this word, the H is silent more often than not. When a word in Spanish starts with the letter H, the H is silent. La mujer, la persona, el gato, el perro, both very important words. Muy, pero, también, y, so this is how you say just the letter Y in Spanish, y. And then let's do our colors. I'll put them in the feminine version this time. Amarilla, anaranjada, azul, blanca, gris, marrón, morada, negra, roja, rosada, verde. And that's it.